Hi, this is Tim of the 1916 Company. Welcome and thanks for logging on today, a world premiere. This is the core model in the new for 2026 Breitling Chronomat collection. Of course, the Chronomat dating back to the early 40s, but in the form we know it today, 1984, when with the input of the Italian military Frecce Tricolore, Breitling launched the Chronomat as a rotating bezel chronograph for aviators, but also for land and sea sports. And so this is the 2026 reimagining of that core model, the Chronomat B01 142. It is 42 millimeters in diameter in stainless steel, 14 millimeters thick, lug-to-lug, 45.9, and the underslung junction with the lugs is 20 millimeters spaced. So there have been quite a few changes. You're probably looking at this watch and saying, it's very similar to the redesigned model launched for 2020, and it's true. Those watches carry through the evergreen elements of the design that have evolved since 1984, but there are a lot of changes here. Still 42 millimeters, but whereas the 2020 watch was 15.3 thick, this is now 14, and whereas the 2020 watch was 50.4 millimeters lug-to-lug, this is now 45.9, so it's the same size and diameter, but much more wearable with better ergonomics. We'll throw it on my wrist real quick. My wrist is 16 centimeters circumference, and the watch wears compact in a way the previous model did not. You can see it's actually flat enough with a sloped bezel. It will fit underneath formal cuffs if you want to wear it with a tight shirt sleeve. Over the top, the lugs are inboard to the edge of my wrist. I can actually say you could wear this on a wrist as small as 15 centimeters circumference. I could not have said that about the preceding 42 millimeter generation. Important things to mention, the cardinal elements of the design are still here. But let's take a look at bracelet integration. The 2020 watch featured conventional lug horns, and then the bracelet or the strap would slot in between them. Here you could see we're still using spring bars. It hasn't turned into a Rouleaux or a Nautilus, so it's not integrated in that sense, but we do have a much less broken junction between the bracelet and the case. It's now a seamless blend of case into lugs into bracelet with nothing visible topside. Also important, the bezel. It's no longer a captive bezel with screws, and it no longer has the tall rider tabs. This is an attempt at a more contemporary, sleeker look, particularly where cuffs and sleeves are concerned. They've definitely achieved that goal. On the dial side, we've got a more visible tachymeter, which is used for gauging the speed of an object, such as a race car over a kilometer. So it's designed to be more useful and legible. We also have a reprofiled counterweight to the chronoseconds hand, and there's less use of red, only the tip of the chronoseconds hand. Important things to note, we've got a bracelet that includes a new clasp design, which is much more upscale and gives the impression of something custom made rather than taken off the shelf. Also important is that we've now got a micro adjustment built in, and this one of course is typically mummified like most fresh from the factory watches are in plastic. But you can see how I was able to push the link sideways and release a 2 millimeter micro adjustment, and there's one on each side. So the 2 millimeter micro adjustment allows me to fine tune 2 millimeters at a time for 4 millimeters of adjustability. Other things worth mentioning, whereas the 2020 bracelet featured retaining pins, you can now see that the removable links are fixed by screws, a much more premium setup that's more in line with what the best watch brands are doing today. And so if you do want to size up this lovely 80s reminiscent Rouleaux bracelet, it's a lot easier to do and more conventional. You no longer need a block and punch. We have a tonneau profiled case with a combination of satin and polish, and then we've got a bezel that has a little bit of satin brushing on the rider tabs, but it's mostly polished. The crown guard structure is less prominent, but we still have the classic onion style crown, and it is a screw down. So this is a dive style watch, but also a pilot style watch. It's got a 120 click bezel that is super finely calibrated. The detent is really premium. It feels great. It sounds great. You line it up with the minute hand. Now you can time two events simultaneously, one with the chronograph, one with the bezel. Let's take a quick look in the dark. There's no shortage of luminescence. And you can see the elements of the dial are fully luminescent. The distinctive hammerhead indices, a Breitling heritage element, but also all of the registers of the chronograph and the running seconds. Unusual and appreciated. Taking a close look at the dial, you can see we've got a tone-on-tone look with a sort of metallic blue sunken registers, each with an azurage or concentric pattern. We have applied rhodium-plated steel indices, hands to match Breitling B logo, and then we've got a date nicely hidden inside the 6 o'clock register for the hours, so it's fairly unobtrusive as dates go. The dial does feature a couple of different functional elements. One is the tachymetric scale. You can see I can activate hacking or stop seconds to hold the watch if I wish to synchronize it to a reference time. I've got a quick set mechanism for rapidly cycling the date. The chronograph, which features these sort of oval profiled and tapered pushers, super crisp column wheel function selector, and then you can see the chronograph features a vertical clutch. So when it engages, there's no jump or stagger to the seconds hand, and if you like, you can just leave the chronograph running. There's no additional wear and tear or hazard to the watch. You can see that the timepiece features a dial with several different focal planes, and if you look at the indices, you can see they're actually curved, but when viewed from head-on, they look perfectly straight. We'll rotate the case back. Like I said, this could be a diver. Unidirectional rotating bezel, screw-down crown, 200-meter diving depth. It's definitely got those credentials. You can see the column wheel on the case back, caliber B01, Breitling's in-house movement, automatic winding, 4 hertz, 47 joules, 70-hour power reserve, quick set with hacking. It's got a combination of the vertical clutch for smooth engagement and the column wheel for sharpness and wonderful tactile quality to the operation. And if you look at the regulator, you can see here we're using KIF shock protection, a version of Edicron for most beat error and timing corrections, and then a proprietary eccentric screw micrometric regulator for very, very small incremental adjustments. No, the B01 was not designed in the late 2000s for use in a display caseback. It's actually fairly large and looks good under a display caseback, so it is in no way out of place. This watch is going to be the flagship of the new Chronomat collection for 2026, and I think it's worth mentioning that Breitling has held the line below $10,000 US to own the watch as you see it here, $9,900, and these will be available when you see this video. So reach out to Team Mosso at the 1916company.com for purchase and pricing details.